Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, Playerman just dropped an announcement in the content creator chat. We have got a pretty damn sizable ×10 event coming up this weekend. Basically, it's going to come in line with the fusion, so it's going to be when you're going to be pulling shards anyway. If you're trying to get Glaeus to Gleeful, which I would say, well, I'm going to try and get. You know, I feel like he could be pretty meta changing in the right teams, but let me show you some of these champions that are going to drop at the ×10 next week. Actually, before I go there, I'm just going to tell you something else which has dropped at the same time here. So this Tuesday, the 19th, there's going to be Super Raids on Fire Nights. I guess that's going to be in line with where the event is for Fire Night on the Fusion. On the 22nd, which is a Friday, there's going to be a Super Raid on Spider. 26th is Dragons. And then on the 30th, it's Ice Golem. I'd imagine all of those will just fall in line with what the Fusion is going to do in terms of us having an event for each of those dungeons, yeah? So let's get on to the ×10 then. Honestly, huge ×10. I would be surprised if Wales are not getting new credit cards right now. The Krakens are like that. Daddy, can I have some of that sugar daddy money? It is big. It's like a massive, massive group of champions in this ×10. So the first 3 champions are only available through Ancient Shards on Friday the 22nd. The next 3 champions are available from Sacred Shards on Saturday the 23rd. And then the final 3 champions are Voidies, and they're on Sunday the 24th. So it's kind of like choose your poison, really. Make sure you pull shards at the right time. Critical for this weekend. I've got to say, the first one on the list is one champion who I am close to being able to go like big empowerment on, which is here. Duchess. So I got 3 Duchesses already, and she is an absolute beast. Like, I mean, I don't know how well we're going to be able to see it very quickly here, but basically, like, one of the top champions in the game. If we look at arena sort of defenses, she will be playing in a lot of high-end, flat-level defenses. Like, she is a big girl. Yeah, she comes in big when it comes to any sort of end game stuff. Even when you talk about end game teams for things like Hydra, she's in the mix. Yeah, Duchess is just an absolute beast. Top 5 champion for sure. In terms of like versatile, all over the place, amazing champion. So what's she got going on? A1 double hitter. It's always nice to have a double hitter, by the way, for things like breaking finite shields or, you know, just general content. Double hitters are quite useful. It hits for an okay amount. It's kind of a bit of a tickle, but it does put this annoying shield on her and one other champion. And that's based on 10% of her HP. I'll show you a couple of my builds in a second. HP is where it's at for this champion. Even though her damage comes from defense, I don't really use her for damage. I use her as absolute kind of tank champion, you know, keep your team alive sort of person. So she's got brilliant buffs on her A2 as well. Block debuffs, increase attack for 2 turns. So she pairs really well with attack-based champions like Candy or Trunda or, you know, or the usual kind of crew for Arena. This also transfers well into Hydra. And she puts a perfect veil. Perfect veil is important here on all champions for 2 turns. Books to a 4. It's just an amazing support-based A2. And then she's got a full team revive. Puts veil out as well. Puts heals out as well. Just like awesome kit. Her kit is nuts. Don't underestimate how amazing this passive is, by the way. You know, I'm always like, I wish they just had a little bit of a funky passive. This is funky. Decreases the damage taken from by all allies from AoE attacks by 25%. 15% from bosses. Most of the damage that you take that is significant in this game is AoE damage. And she's taking a quarter of it straight off. It's like having strengthen up all the time against AoE damage. It's very, very cool. She's got a nice speed aura as well. Great base stats. She is, I mean, she's got to be out there top 5 at least. But some people would argue pretty successfully that she's the best champion in the game. Right then, let's get on to the second one on the list. Again, this is one of the Ancient Shard champions. Oh my lord. We've got Rotus, the Lost Groom. Damn, what a champion this is. Even post-nerf. He's been nerfed, by the way. Maybe twice. Definitely once. He's been nerfed. He is still insane. Like, one of the best champions in the game in the arena for sure. He's just kind of one of those champions that, again, it's all about his funky passive, guys. I love it. I love this passive. So if he takes a hit, which will knock him below 50% of his health, you know what he does? He says, hold on a minute, I'm having a turn, and he comes in and he nails you with an absolute kind of colossal smack back. He cuts in, takes a turn. It's very, very cool. It's a really cool passive. Also, if Sephie is in the mix, so decreases the damage taken from bosses, decreases the damage taken from bosses by 30% if Sephie's on the same team. I don't know how often you kind of play these two together in, you know, like normal PvE content, but I guess if you do, damn, what a combo. A1 then's got decreased defense, chance to get an extra turn as well here, 25%. So it's like a reasonable chance to get that extra turn. And, you know, if you're up against like a Warlord team in Arena, this is massive because chance to proc an extra turn when all of your skills have been locked out, you can come into this A3 and basically just much quicker. Like you have 1 turn, 2 turns, you already would have used 1 turn up, all of a sudden the A3 is open. And they're like, hold on a minute, I thought I just locked you out. And he's like, you did. Now you're all dead. Very, very cool. So A1 is good. A2 used to be awesome. Now it's just kind of mediocre, really. So he's got like a lifesteal type of mechanic built into this. He steals enemies' HP, takes it on himself. So he can steal up to 60,000 extra health, which is cool. He can be an absolute tank while still doing damage. His damage scales from attack and HP. So actually pretty cool. Really good, actually, if you're trying to do some of the like Doom Tower boss fights like Griffin, and you just know you're going to take an absolute shed ton of damage by the end of it. He can pretty much start to solo the end part of the fight. And then he's got this A3 then, attacks an enemy. Ignore the fact that it says block revive. You pretty much never get a block revive anymore because they nerfed it hard. But he does, in Savage Gear with the right masteries, he can kind of ignore basically 100% of the enemy's defense. Also ignores unkillable, so Leos and Skull Crowns don't stand a chance. Goes through Swift Parry Deer, ignores block damage as well. The only time this block revive kicks in is when you've stolen max HP, and it's just very rare that you ever do it nowadays. So pretty unusual. But what a champion. Rotus, second one up, awesome champ. Third one up. I mean, the whales are literally like, what on earth? Prince Kaimar, again, only available through the Ancients on the Friday. Prince Kaimar, I mean, one of the best in the game. AoE ability on his A1 puts a poison out there if you crit. A2 is a full AoE again, but it's a buff cleanse. So you remove all buffs from the enemy, replace them with a sleep. Yeah, it's just like that. Perfect for Arena. One of the few kind of champions that deals with reaction accessories because he strips all the abilities, sends them to sleep, you wait for him to take a turn, and then you nuke. And he's got the 50-50, I guess, against Stone Skin as well. But this is a great ability generally. This is what makes him so unique, though. So he's got a full reset of abilities and a turn meter fill on his A3. So he becomes like king of speed clears, yeah? In talking about any dungeon clears that you're trying to reset big abilities like Seer's Nuke, he does it. Also good for the arena as well. You do your full wave of nukes. He resets, you go again. Hydra, you'll do your crazy stuff. Don't worry, reset, you're going again. Kaima's just like manically good. Great speed aura, good base stats, insane champion. That's the Friday. We're only through Friday. The Saturday then, we get some of the... I don't know what this is really. I mean, let's just call it crazies. So, first one up. Bad El Khazar. We've had him on a ×10 recently, I'm pretty sure. Bad El is kind of one of the OGs in terms of like quality champions. Good base stats. AoE ability, which heals your team on his A1. Can do a decent amount of damage. Can get a reasonable heal from this. He's got a full cleanse and 2 continuous heals whilst placing 2 poisons on enemies on his A2. Books to a 3 turn. Run him in reflex. He's like that. It's back. It's back. It's back. It can be your stun cleanser on clan boss plus your healer, so you get rid of lifesteal gear. Can just be a general, it's just a general unit, can help you through a lot of stuff. Also one of the most used champions for soloing Dragon 25 and Ice Golem 25. So yeah, really good. His passive again, funky passive again. 20% more damage if there's any poison out on the map on enemies. It's just wicked. Like, such a cool passive. Straight up, 20% more damage. What were you going to do? I'll tell you what you're going to do now. Times that number by 1.2. That's your new number. It's got a crit aura as well. It's not bad. But yeah, pretty damn cool. So let's get to the next one. It's another demon spawn, actually. Withir. So Withir's been like a guaranteed legendary. I love this artwork, by the way, on Withir. Like, such a cool looking champ. Spiky old shoulders. Could do with, I don't know, maybe just like a razor or something. Like, damn, that is a hairy old shoulder blade. But anyway, what's going on with her? A1 AoE ability again. So 50% chance of placing leech. Love it. Also putting heals out on your team. Love it. She's defense based. Great base stats, by the way. Very easy to keep alive. A2 then, increased defense on your team. Just like full support, this one. Increases the duration of all continuous heals on allies and activates one. So it's like an instant heal. And continuous heals are weak because you have to wait for your turn to get them to proc. She's like that. I'm going to boost them by a turn and instant heal. Love it. Free turn cooldown on this. Full cleanse on the A3 and a massive heal. Heals by 30% of this champion's HP. That's important again. You control how much this heal ticks for on your team. Whereas if it was your champion's HPs, then you've got an attack base one, might have a lower health pool. This one just stack up. She's got 24k base health, better than most HP based champions. She can stack up a lot of HP. So this is really, really nice as well. And then a nice passive again. Places a continuous heal on an ally with the lowest HP at the start of each turn. She can become extremely difficult to kill, even if she's like a solo arena defense. I've seen people like Mac Chan doing some stupid stuff with her, just being left on her own. So yeah, very cool. Resistance in all battles. Awesome champion as well. So this is the Sacred group, by the way, for our Saturday, yeah? And then lastly, we've got the King, Mountain King. Nowadays, I will say he is a bit out of the meta, but we see him sometimes in arena defenses. He's got the highest base HP in the game. You can stack him up to ludicrous HP, and he does a lot of damage with his A1, A2, and A3. Yeah, he does a lot. That's all he does. He's just like a single target cannon. Yeah, with a massive survivability kind of potential. So A1 is literally as basic as it gets. Attacks one enemy. That's all it does. A2, attacks one enemy. Like, the person who's writing this didn't have a great vocabulary. Yeah, it was like that. Let me think about what this one should do. I've got it. Attacks one enemy. This one does ignore defense, so ignores 50% defense. So whack it with Helm Smasher, and he's ignoring most of the defense. Means you don't necessarily need stuff like Savage Deer on him, because this will just one-shot people anyway. And in the A3, ignores shield and ignores block damage. So ignoring the shield is the big part here, because a lot of arena teams start to like stack up some shields, or going against Crisps and stuff like that. Pretty cool. The A3 then, this is fun. Again, well done. Do this for every legendary. There should be a passive cool like this on every single legendary champion. Increases this champion's attack by 50% each time he kills someone, up to 100. I mean, damn, don't forget to build some attack on him, because this is where it scales. Yeah, this is where it scales. He's an arena champion, really. Outside of arena, he's a bit of a nobody, but very, very cool. Right, let's get on to the final one then. The Sunday 24th. This is the Voidies. First one up. I mean, I could go in any order and you'd be like, what? What? First one up, let's just go in for it. Sephie. Sephie, the Lost Bride, the Rotus partner in crime. She's got an A1, which is we call the Fly Zapper. Attacks an enemy. If booked, 100% chance of sleeping them if they've got high turn meter. 100% chance. It needs no accuracy. It cannot be resisted. It is insane. So if you're like if she's on a 1v1, it's impossible to lose, basically. She's also puts a bit of a heal from this A1 as well, which is nice if the turn meter is lower. A2 then, 3 of the best buffs in the game. Do you want them? You've got them. 4-turn cooldown, block debuffs, increased defense, increased speed. I'll tell you what, I've thrown a bit of turn meter feel as well. Crazy A2, often built in like high-end arena as the fastest champion in the team. She throws block debuffs out there. She puts the turn meter fill on. She speeds you up. And then she says, good luck, friends. Yeah, it's a pretty nutty A2. A3 is nutty as well. Single target revive with full turn meter. Doesn't mean they're going to go first, but they just go soon. Gives them an increased attack and increased crit rate as well. Nuts. And then the passive heals the team at the start of their turn. Oh, sorry, heals the ally at the start of their turn for their max HP. That's important to know, but still, it's good. Also, this is probably the craziest thing about this awesome passive. See what we're doing here? This is like the awesome passive weekend. 50% chance, if booked, of removing fear and freezes at the start of a turn. It's so big. It's so big in arena. It's actually big in quite a lot of content as well. Like getting rid of those freezes and fears, 50-50 in it. It's actually awesome. If it's Rotus, though, he's like, well, come on. We love each other. She's like, yeah, I do love you. So we're going to say, let's clean all debuffs at the start of your turn. You cannot CC Rotus if Sephie is around. She doesn't let it happen. You can't drop his attack. You can't drop his defense. You can't do anything. He cleans it straight, or she cleans it straight off. Awesome, awesome passive. This is probably the best example of the kind of like couples synergy. This is the single best example, I think, where it's like these two belong together. You know, you've got like Talia and Phoenix, so it's like that. Are you even a couple? Because you don't seem to like act like it. These two love each other. We can see it. It's in the roots. So yeah, increased resistance in all battles, insane base speed, and great base stats. So Sephie's the first of the voids. Second of the voids then was kind of tipped the best champion in the game for a long time. I mean, still up there. Warlord, one of the most desired arena champions in the game. A1 is a bit basic nowadays, but it's actually cool for clan boss. So just a chance to increase the duration of all debuffs on a target. It's quite nice. A2 is massive though. Block debuffs on all allies for a turn. Then a massive shield, 30% of his HP, and you can build him pretty high. And a big heal, 25% of their max HP. So the shield is his, the heal is theirs. But imagine like basically you're getting a 50% buff. It's like shield or heal. By the way, very hard to kill once that goes on. It's really big. So yeah, great ability on his A2. And then this is it. This is the one. AoE ability on his A3. Booked out 100% chance. And he's void, so there's no like weak affinity stuff going on here. 100% chance to put each target skill on cooldown. In full. It's like, you know what, Vouch? You know that counterattack's on like a 4-turn cooldown? Wait 4 turns for it. It's pretty big. Also, booked out 60% chance to just drop everyone's turn meter. Everyone's. It's big. It's such a crazy, crazy A3. He's got resistance in all battles as well. Great base stats. Warlord, absolute freaking beast. And then the last then for the Sunday is this fella, Hedgie. Yeah, if I'm thinking about the champions so far, Duchess in my arena squads, Rotus in them, Kaima in them, with it in a defense, Badel in like dungeon teams for me, not arena. Mountain King on the sidelines, Sephie well and truly in, Warlord in, Hedgie in. Yeah, this is like Kraken territory times 10 weekend. Hedgie, again, why is he so good? Because he's got a really amazing passive. Always goes first. Unless it's Hedgie v Hedgie, then it's just whoever's fastest wins. He's actually, now that we can change AI, most players play him to A1 first. So he goes in, attacks 2 times at random, but the first one is where you choose it to be. Each hit chance to put decreased speed, but the A1, if you've got the Evil Eye Mastery, will push back someone's turn meter. So you can push back like the speed lead for the enemy. Basically means you will always go first. Yeah, it's absolutely nuts. You know, you push it back by a lot because it counts as a single target hit. Pushes back someone else's as well. You can go for like a nuke Hedgie and start with his AoE. It hits quite hard. Not crazy, but quite hard. Also a chance to put decrease attack out. Also a chance to put block active steals out on like a 50-50. I mean, block active steals for 2 turns. If you do the mastery, which extends 3 turns, basically wins you the game as well. So this is RNG based though, whereas this you're kind of making a choice. Also got crit in all battles. Kind of okay base stats, but nothing insane. But he is an insane champion. Like I can show you a quick... In fact, I said I'd show you my Duchess, so I'll do that right now. In terms of a build. So my Duchess, I've got 2 actually built out. One of them is built as like a swift parry champ. High base HP, good defense, good speed. Yeah. The other one, I think, is built in regen. This is like a Hydra build I tried. Again, high base HP. She's very difficult to kill with this much health. A Hedgie build, I'll show you as well. I might as well show you while I'm showing a couple of builds. My Hedgie is built in stun set. I build mine as like a complete control champion. So actually fast, high accuracy, and then built to do stuns. Now, you actually build very low crit rate and crit damage because there's masteries which just wipe off a debuff. So if your stun lands, you don't want it to come off again. So I actually build my low damage, but a high damage Hedgie is fun as well. Sephie, just fast for me. Rotus, I actually +2 my Rotus. Savage gear, but quite high health and high attack. These champions are proper end-game nutty champions in the right teams. And you can see, if I'm looking at teams that I run, here's one. Pretty much all of the champions apart from Trunda. Here's another one. All the champions apart from Trunda. Like, this is a crazy, crazy ×10. So there you go, guys. Don't forget, Friday is Ancients. Saturday is the Sacreds. Sunday is for Voids. And it will fall in line with the Fusion event. Probably with Summon Rush, I would imagine. But good luck if you're going to pull shards for this. Just make sure that you save enough for the next part of the Fusion if you need to. We don't know all the schedules yet, but make sure that you at least kind of manage yourself a little bit. I've been Hell Hades. It's a monster. I'll see you later.